Hi, fine, thank you. Yes, live.
So thank you very much. Good evening, viewers. Thank you very much for joining us. This is a big opportunity for all viewers, coaches, trainers, and whosoever who are a part of their own business, whether it's a solo or the partnership business or their own entrepreneurship. So this is a privilege for me as a host. My name is Shetye. I'm a host on behalf of India Coaching Federation, and it is my privilege to welcome all the viewers who are a part of this talk show. And this is again one more privilege for us to have with us two eminent guests of honor. The first one is Dr. Dhirendra Gautam, and the second one is Chitra Rao. Before we go into the further introduction, I would like to just brief all the viewers about the theme called Talk Show on Leadership. Talk Show Leadership, today we are going to have 11th episode, and this is the great success of India Coaching Federation. Thanks to Dr. Dhirendra Gautam for supporting this initiative. This creates a lot of insights, not only for the coaching community, not only for the business leaders, but it also creates, huge insights for the corporate leaders. And that's how we have decided to ensure that, our eminent guest comes from the leadership position, be it business, be it, SME sector, be it even the corporates. And before we go forward, today's theme that we are going to discuss about is servant leadership. Yes, we it was our part of the process that every episode we pick up the a particular theme or a particular trait of leadership, and this is how we are looking forward to provide more and more insights to our viewers. So today we are going to discuss about servant leadership. The servant leader is one who always think about the well-being, who always think about the welfare and the satisfaction. He also ensure that all his people's team members always enjoy the privilege of high level of engagement. And when team members are enjoying the high level of engagement, obviously it reflects in terms of their productivity, in terms of their performance, and eventually the organization is in a better position to achieve their business goal, to accomplish their vision. And that's the big dream of any CEO for any organization, and for that matter the business leaders when he's running the business. So uh, now we would like to just have an introduction of our guests for this evening. So begin with Dr. Dhirendra Gautam. He is the chairman of Navi Mumbai Chamber of Business and Industries. He is also chairman of India Coaching Federation, and last but not least, he is also chairman of recently developed the women community called VSAIL. It is dedicated to empower the women and ensure that all those empowered women they achieve the goal of self actualization. This was a great work being done by Dr. Gautam, and this is a great opportunity for all the coaches to come under one umbrella. And India Coaching Federation is the only government recognized body today in India where all coaches and trainers they can really be a part of this association. And we'll hear more from Dr. Gautam about this. Over to our second guest of honor today, none other than Ms. Chitra Rao. Ms. Chitra Rao, she is a global director currently, human resource management, associated with BlockSubs and Vansley Technologies for last 9 years. She has been associated in various leadership positions for over last 26 years, and the major domains she was associated in her career are field of programming, quality assurance, process analysis, project management. When I look at Ms. Chitra's profile, the first thing comes in my mind, here is the most suitable candidate for the next CEO role in her organization, because she has got such a dynamic and variety experience, and she would be really going to become a successful CEO. So all the best to Ms. Chitra Rao for her future career to get into the the key role as a CEO. So now the point is all about, when we talk about the servant leadership, I would like to, share my first question to Ms. Chitra Rao in terms of her own experience, how she had adopted the servant leadership in her corporate career, whatever the time she has invested so far over 26 years, and how was her experience where she has adopted the servant leadership role towards the team, towards the organization, and how was the accomplishment, how it has created the influence, on the business and in different segments of the organizations. Over to Ms. Chitrara. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Please go ahead.
Okay. Thank you so much, Suresh and Dr. Dhirendra, for giving me this opportunity to talk on leadership. Um, and in fact, when uh, Suresh invited me for this, I had never thought about, this concept would really be kind of like a match to what I have been doing. It really gives me a pleasure to be here and talk some things about the achievements that we have made in my career as well as in the organizations that I worked regarding servant leadership. So let me start off with the current company that I'm working with, BlockSearch. So in my tenure over here in BlockSearch, there were various occasions when I had the opportunity to influence my team members, on servant leadership unknowingly, I would say. And today, here, when I talk to you, I'm not going to give you any presentation or anything, but I will just talk about this concept. Um, there, Let me start off with narrating a small story. Um, I had started my career in the current organization as a technical writer, part time. And during that time, I started writing content for the platform which currently we are on. And what happened was that at that point of time, I never had the opportunity to, get to know about the platform from anyone. So I had to explore it all by myself. So you must be thinking why I'm narrating this story. This is basically to let you know that what is Block Search all about? Block Search is all about self starters. So our company, Block Search, um, wants to hire people who are, self starters and who want to be in the global virtual world. We are a global virtual company based out of, Canada, but we are located across, I would say, 5 continents now and almost in 15 countries, and everybody works from home. But it has been always a great challenge for us to get these people into, this environment of virtual um, working, because as you all might know that we all have been working in our previous organizations, just sitting in an office working with people around us, and all of a sudden getting into a virtual environment becomes a challenge in itself. And secondly, if you're working in a virtual environment and you don't know what you're supposed to do, that becomes like, you get lost and you feel kind of confused, and you think that, oh, this is not the right job for me, and you plan to leave. But that is not what we want people who join us at BlockSearch to do. So during our hiring process, I had the opportunity to interact with candidates, to find out whether they are ready for this challenge to be a part of, a self starter. Only people who have the, um, skill set and, to join a company, it doesn't matter. They should also have the, I would say, they should be able to survive being a self starter in a company like this, in a virtual environment. So I will talk about a few concepts of servant leadership which we have inculcated in this organization. One of the main concepts is listening. So when we hire new team members, what happens is that you have to make sure that the onboarding is very smooth and they are very comfortable, because that's the first step of a new person coming into a virtual environment and is going to work with you. So we have to make that very comfortable for them. So I have started this process usually by sending out a welcome email to them, giving them the details about how they have to onboard, and then we create a channel where they can interact with us whenever they have kind of any issues or they have questions. So at the point of time, listening becomes one of the important aspects that we have to have at, at that point of time, because you have to make sure that you listen and you understand what is the kind of issue the other person is trying to communicate to you. So listening becomes one of the concepts. Then next thing is, if you take empathy. Now, in a virtual environment, what happens is we have given the liberty of a user friendly platform, as well as we have given flexible hours for them to work on, so that they can balance their work life as well as their focus on social skills and interact, spending more time with their families. Now, when this comes up, you might be thinking, like, okay, are they really going to work? So yes, if you give them the terms to be as part of their own hands, so what happens is then their creative mind comes into perspective, and they also make sure that during their work, they are very dedicated to the kind of work they have to deliver, and because of that, they bring in the best things out, and they deliver on time. So this is one of the concepts that we have uh, put in place as part of servant leadership in our company. The next thing is appreciation. So when it comes to appreciation, you have to make sure that you know you really appreciate the person. So when somebody does an excellent work as a team, as well as an HR, you have to make sure that you communicate this to the team member as well as to the entire team, letting them know that this particular team member has done an excellent job and you appreciate them, so that they continue to be motivated and give their best. So that's one of the concepts of servant leadership. Then there is another concept called gain trust. How do you gain trust with people? Gaining trust only comes into picture when you are very truthful to them and you are transparent to them. So gaining trust is one of the most important aspects, and the mission of blocksearch has always been trust, truth, and transparency, and this is our culture, and this is what we cultivate as a culture in our company to every team member that gets onboarded. If I'm going to talk about things that we had done in my previous organizations, um, when I was working as a quality assurance, doing CMMI level 3 for an organization, I realized that you cannot just push people to um, follow standards. It is something that should come from their own self. So, how do you make them do it? So, you have to find a way to make sure that they, by themselves, think about it and say, okay, I think this is the way I have to follow the process, so that my team comes up with the right deliverables right on time and give the best products to the customers. So so during that tenure, I also realized that you cannot just like that provide, you know, a level to a company uh, without giving the value of what the process is all about. And the next thing what I want to talk about is basically, in servant leadership, it is not just about being a leader there and trying to lead a team. You should always make sure that you do something like helping out, guiding, motivating, and making sure that you're shaping the best versions of the people to come out. So, for that reason, you have to make sure that you work with them at their own terms. You have to understand when somebody, uh, kind of is having an issue. You have to talk to them. You have to find a way in knowing what is the problem they are facing before coming up with a solution for it. And you should always be a good listener when you are a leader. And one more point which I want to talk about during leadership is basically you should always have the thought of owning the mistakes that you also do. If you own your mistakes and you try to make sure that you are selfless when you're taking decisions and you're transparent with the leadership, that's what servant leadership is all about. And I think I have covered most of the things that we have been doing in our organization. And I would say the current company that I'm working with is where I have inculcated more of the concepts of servant leadership because I've been given an opportunity over here to explore, various aspects of the leadership role. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chitra, for excellent and insightful sharing about how a leader, by virtue of her own living experience, can really promote and encourage the servant leadership in the organization. And you rightly said, about process of trust building. Normally, we have seen the organizations where our top management could manage to create that trust building, that belief system, and the value living system and the processes. Those organizations where you'll find the engagement of the employees is very high, and even the ESI, employee satisfaction index, is also very high. That's how the employees who are committed towards the organization and help them to achieve the vision are also looking forward some sort of response from the top management. And when top management realize and extend that response in the form of whatever you said, I mean, that's the best place where servant leadership can really boom like anything. So over to Dr. Gautam for his perspective about servant leadership. With his last more than 23 years experience, he also had served various multinationals, and his last position was like a global CFO. And I'm sure he must be having a lot of wisdom to share with us. I over to Dr. Gautam on servant leadership and your experience, how it really helped within your various organizations when you adopted this servant leadership. Over to you, Dr. Gautam.
Yeah, thank you, Suresh and Chitra, for giving your thoughts and sharing your real life experience about this servant leadership. Suresh, the topic is very interesting, and Chitra was sharing really great experiences, how she has been um, utilizing or practicing this service leadership in her role in a various current organization with various people and previous organization. To be rather sharing the experience, I would like to touch upon the concept of service leadership, because the concept of leadership and the service leadership is such a concept that many people defines very subjectively. They just take the literal meaning of the servant leadership and they start thinking in that direction. But in reality, the meaning and implication of service or servant leadership is far beyond than the subject meaning of service leadership or servant leadership. But before I start talking on that, I would like to say that the concept of servant leadership started in initial form in the with the religious leaders in Europe. It is not an Indian concept of service leadership. In Eastern concept, the servant leadership doesn't exist. It is totally a Western concept which has started with the servant or service concept of Christianity. And the beautiful part is like that, how it has started, it is very interesting. Because leader, whether it is a religious leader or a political leader or a state leader, and then later on, currently it is practicing in corporates. So the religious leader in those days, irrespective of the religion, they used to have the autocratic leadership style. They are so autocratic or authoritative that they are ruling their position like an autocrat at a dictator, or as a very authoritative. And by Jesus coming in, bringing the Christianity, he brought the concept of service. And he said that as a leader, you should be having the service concept, and we should be called ourselves as a servant leader. The political leadership was also got highly influenced in earlier part of 19th century in Europe, and we have seen two world wars happening because of this autocratic style of leadership. And after the second industrial revolution, when industry started growing and capitalism has become the yardstick of measurement of the wellness of a country, how financially you are good, especially growth of USA as the richest, wealthiest, most industrialized and most advanced nation in the world, has started giving the corporate leadership also many leaders who are very authoritative. And of course, all the corporates start somewhere from the family ownership. The person starts the business. When it grows to the next level, then of course it goes public, and you have election and selection process happening at the board level. But still, majority of 70 to 80% of the company in the world are still family-owned businesses, big businesses. And we know that how a family-owned business is managed. The nature of managing the family-owned business, the nature of leadership is more of authoritative, more of controlling, more of commanding, and that creates many challenges in managing and transforming the bigger organization. When it is a family owned business, how to transform and make it global, take it to the next level. And then the concept of servant leadership started coming in the corporate. So what is the meaning of this servant leadership? I have individually, some good points are also there for the service leadership, but few of the points I completely opposed this. It doesn't match with my research. It doesn't match the way I think about the leadership, and I would like to share the both perspective. What is the meaning of being a servant leader? It means a leader who is at the service of their people. How you can be at the service of your people if you are a leader? It is not that kind of servant leadership what we used to have in our home or in our farms. So you cannot serve tea, coffee, and massage the leg. The only meaning of being a servant leadership is how you can serve to empower and transform your people in your organization. There is only two ways you can serve as a servant leadership in an organization: either by adding value to the life, career of the people who are working in your organization, or by resolving their challenges in their life and career while working in their organization. There is no third way. You cannot give blow and give money to all the people and you can distribute it. Legally, it is not even allowed. So the only two ways that either you add value or you can resolve their challenges. By doing these two things, if you are a leader, you are able to bring or create a culture in the organization where empowering people and transforming their leadership capability is the key blood in driving your organizational culture. Then you are called as a true servant leader. If these two things are embedded as a culture in the organization, everybody from top level to the bottom level is adding value to the life and career of other people and empowering other people. And for this, you don't require to be always a senior leader. This kind of leadership can be done by anybody in the organization. You can empower and transform your colleagues, your subordinates, and your superior also. It is not like that if somebody is superior to you, you cannot add value and transform and resolve their challenges and empower them. Yes, any leader and all the leader, if he or she is called to be a servant leader, can be only two criteria: either they are adding value, resolving challenges, empowering people, transforming their life, career, job, and making them ready for the next level of growth as a leadership. They are cultivating the future leader by empowering the people under you, along with you, above you, below you, doesn't matter. These are all just hierarchy in the organization for the pay structure. So if this is the principle of servant leadership, then it is going to create enormous result. It is going to empower every people. It is going to transform the company, and nobody can stop that kind of culture and company in becoming a global company and achieving many milestones. Time is already about to reach 30 minutes, Suresh, so I will complete my second part and we might catch up on the topic in our next discussion.
Sure.
I said it is some part of the servant leadership which I don't like is the very fundamental principle of the service. If your motto is, and here I want to come out from the corporate, let's talk general. If you want to serve somebody, in order to you serve somebody, you have to be better than that person. The moment concept of service starts, if I say I want to serve you, Suresh, so if you are somewhere below to me in some capability, then only I can serve you. Either I can serve you intellectually, emotionally, financially, skill wise, competency wise, finance wise, money wise, any wise. If I want to serve somebody, then somebody has to be lesser capable than me, then only I can serve. So this create an duality in the society and corporate. So the concept of servant leadership itself says you should have somewhere someone inferior to you in the organization. Unless the inferiority exists, how you can serve? You just think about the organization where everybody is superior to you. Do you require to be a servant leader? I am running an organization, or all my people in my organization is more qualified, more capable, more salaried than me. Do I need to serve them? No. Unless they are down to me anyway, and there can be many ways. So this concept of service leader or servant leader, if the concept is going to remain in your mind as a leader that you need to serve, then you need to have inferior, either intellectually or skill wise or competency wise or capability wise or wisdom wise or finance wise. Any way you have to create the opportunity. Unless you have poor, how you can serve it? If you are a political leader and you talk about servant leadership, it means you want to have poor in your kingdom or your country. Then only you will be able to serve. If everybody is a billionaire, do you need to serve? No. So this is the Stern concept and Indian concept. When we say Stern concept is only Indian concept exists nowadays. So our Indian philosophy says there is no need of servants leadership if everybody is in power. And that is the way we have created the concept of one globe, one world. This concept doesn't exist in anywhere other side of the India. So we say that Sarve bhavantu sukhina sarve santu niramaya. Sarve bhadrani pasyanti ma kashit dukhnad bhavet. That is our ideology of India. Everybody should be becoming rich. Everybody should become healthy. Everybody should become good. Everybody should not have any problem. If everybody is okay, everybody is better, we don't require to serve. So the concept is okay. I don't have any problem with the concept. But we as an Indian are very proud that our parents, our greater grandparents, our Manisis and Risis, they have not thought about this kind of concept because they never thought about the inferiority of people in your nation. A single human being cannot be inferior to another human being. All human beings, we are equal, equally empowered, equally transformed, equally capable. So ideally we should not be having any inequality, so we don't require to serve each other. But practicality, it is there. Lot of poor peoples are there in India, a lot of unprivileged peoples are there in India, and lot of deprived peoples are there anywhere in all over the world. So then I say that it is situational. The concept, I liked it because a lot of poor are there, unprivileged are there, deprived peoples are there. So we should be having a servant leadership. We should be able to serve, empower, grow, transform those people to make it to the upper level. But being a servant leader concept as a universal concept for long life, it means you want to keep the inferiority with your society. So your society will never be equal. There will not be equality in the society. Unless you have inequality, the concept of service leadership will not stay. So this concept to remain in the society, you have the inequality. Inequality is going to go off not very easily. We require 100 more years or 1,000 more years might be, but it will still remain. But as a concept of a humanity, personally, I don't believe in this concept. And that's why I say that we need to do work on this. We need to work as a servant leader. I need to work, although I like it or not. We need to empower people. We need to transform people. We need to upgrade people. We need to give the opportunity to the people. We need to help the people to grow. We need to help the people to become self-sufficient, self-dependent, empowered, and become bigger and better. So that we need to do it. And this is, in that respect, this is a really great concept of having a leadership at the service of their own people by adding value and transforming their life, job, career, business, and relationship. Thank you, Suresh. Thanks for giving time and inviting me here on talking on the servant leadership concept. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. That was really wonderful, insightful sharing. Especially two aspects I would like to highlight here, based on your presentation, for the purpose of viewers' understanding. The first one is the historical perspective of servant leadership. You have nicely elaborated how this concept has really grown from the Western countries. And the second aspect is about the pros and cons of servant leadership. Because as we have seen, for everything, there's always two sides, pros and cons. And it makes quite wise sense to see that, we create a balanced approach. We try to seek best out of it. But at the same time, there are certain other aspects where we feel that needs to be, paid attention. That also you have done wonderfully. So thank you very much for that. And before we close, I would like to just make one appeal to Dr. Gautam, just to share about the thought process of India Coaching Federation, and how, anyone who is looking forward to be a part of, India Coaching Federation as a member or so on, how the coaching fraternity will really get, benefit out of this. So that will really help them to grow their, coaching business as a career. Over to you, Dr. Gautam.
Yes, yeah, I think very nice question, Suresh, you have asked. See, again, the whole concept of our coaching process is on the prospects of, or the fundamental is empowering and transformation. So when you say that key, like, as we have shared to our audience that our whole coaching programs, what we have adopted at the India Coaching Federation is based on research. And this based on research on empowering and transforming people to resolve their challenges in their life, job, business, career, and relationship. The concept, Suresh, what I say that you cannot resolve anybody's problem. It is the person who is having the problem can only resolve their problems and challenges in their life, job, career, business, and relation. The wrong part is like that, all of us, we try to seek qualification, education, and might be some trainers or coaches who try to resolve their problem. No, nobody can resolve your problem. But the question is like that, if nobody will able to resolve the problem, how I can resolve my problem? India Coaching Federation says that we empower you. We empower you to discover your challenges through our scientific process. And when you able to discover your challenges through a scientific process, you will able to know the root cause of your challenges and problems in your life, job, career, business, and relationship. And if you are able to acknowledge and discover your challenges, you have the opportunity to resolve them yourself. And this life, job, career, business, and relationship challenges is not a one-time challenge that, okay, today I will have solution, I will give it to you. Yes, there are some experienced people, trainers, coaches, university professors are there who are capable to guide you for some time, but they are not going to guide you for whole long life. And these challenges is going to come on every day in your life. Life is all about full of challenges, and I called these are excitements of our life. So when we coach and train and transform any people, whether it is a business leader or somebody who wants to become a coach, or the CXOs, or the people who are coming for their life, relationship and career coaching, we empower them, we introduce them to the discovery tool, how they can able to discover, understand, acknowledge their challenges in their life, in their career, in their business. And when they are able to discover that through our coaches, of course guiding is very much required, and then they will have that framework of life with available with them. So how to keep on resolving those challenges which is going to arise in your future career, life and relations, you have, you are trained on that, you are equipped with the framework of life, how to resolve challenges, understand challenges, transform challenges, and create a meaningful future for yourself. So our concept is totally different. We are very unique. Our products are patented and copyright. Nobody has this kind of access, and we are able to have 100% guaranteed result success and surety for all the people who are coming and getting coached and transformed and trained through our organization, because we believe in true servant kind of leadership, where we empower you, I transform you, and I won't want to be the inferior. I won't want you to be inferior for coming for all the challenges whole of the life to me. No, I empower you once, transform you twice. Now you are self-dependent. You are autonomous. You are on your own. You know how to resolve your challenges. So empowering means making you independent, not making you dependent. Most of the people try to engage the people, make them dependent upon them, and like a doctor whole of the life you have to eat medicine. No, we make people independent, we make people empowered, and we say that now you are empowered and you don't require our service. You are capable enough to resolve your challenges, your problem in your life, job, career, business, and relation. So, thanks, Suresh, for giving the opportunity to explain to our audience what we are doing at the India Coaching Federation and how we are creating many fulfilling a story on a daily basis. India Coaching Federation has become a wave in India, Suresh, and we are getting many number of inquiries on a daily basis, and many peoples are talking about this, asking about this, and true real peoples are coming and becoming part of our organization, part of our transformation journey. We are helping the people and empowering and transforming them. Thanks a lot. Thanks for asking. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Gautam. That was wonderful sharing about India Coaching Federation and how this new body will really help the coaches in order to achieve their business goal, to provide the basis for the transformation. Once they get transformed, they'll be in a better position to transform their clients, and that's how the relationship will really grow. And it will take to the next level. So I'm sure with this today's discussion on servant leadership, the viewers got another opportunity to understand the perspective about servant leadership and how any organization can live, how the leaders within the organizations can live and practice this servant leadership. That's what we heard from Chitra. And at the same time, you also got different perspective about various pros and cons and how this service servant leadership can be applied in the various facets of the life, especially with the help of transformation, how we can create a new wave of energy and new of perspectives for the society. And that was wonderful sharing. So thank you very much, all viewers, for listen to us. At the same time, I am grateful to both the guests of honor, Dr. Dhirendra Gautam as well as Chitra, for your excellent participation. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Suresh. Thank you,
Thank
thanks a
you.
lot.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank
Suresh.
you,
Thank you, Dhiren.
Thank you.
thank you.